Welcome to What's the Stack? I'm Emily Conaghan.
And I'm Carly Shearman. Every day as tech recruiters, we're asking a question, what's the stack? So we thought, why not bring that question to life for some of our favourite Brisbane tech friends over a stack of pancake and ask them what their stack is in Brisbane's iconic church turned 24/7 pancake restaurant, the Pancake Manor.
Today we're meeting with Jared Fraser, who is Mr. Yum's Senior Engineering Lead. Now, if you've been around over the last 2 years or so, there's a good chance you've used the old QR code, and there's no other business that has utilised it more than Mr. Yum. Mr. Yum was named one of LinkedIn's top 5 startups last year, and they're such an innovative company. They're doing such cool things in the hospitality tech space.
We're super interested to talk with Jared because not only did he join Mr. Yum when they received that $89 million cash injection investment, but he's also had this amazing career as an individual contributor and now a tech lead. So, let's go inside and meet Jared.
Let's go. Jared, welcome to What's the Stack?
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And what is the stack in front of you today?
Today we have a blueberry heaven. It looks delicious.
It does.
And Jared, what is your tech stack?
So where I'm at now, we are primarily a Node.js architecture. We use a framework called Nest.js. In the backend for our database, we use a database called CockroachDB, and we also use Kafka and a lot of S3 with Kubernetes as well. We're kind of pivoting a little bit and introducing more languages as well. So we're looking at introducing Golang in the future, which is really exciting.
Yeah, very cool. Look, we're always talking to people with squiggly or non-linear careers, but looking at your career trajectory, it's kind of been quite linear and straight down that software engineering pathway. What made you want to be a software engineer? And obviously, you knew that's where you want to be because you've really tripled down in that space.
Yeah, so I took up software development pretty much straight out of uni. I studied Bachelor of Multimedia and had so much fun developing video games as part of the uni degree, which is great fun. And so that's where I learned my passion for programming. So basically went through the standard career of junior, intermediate, and then senior, and just kept at it. Found a passion for programming.
I guess as an extension of that, you seem to have really niched into PHP for quite some time there. Obviously now you're at Mr. Yum with Node as kind of your primary backend. But what made you choose PHP and kind of stay in that space?
Yeah, I found it's probably just a tool that was very well adopted across Brisbane, and I found you get comfortable in a language as well, so you get good at it and you can just deliver basically any solution that you want. I'm probably retired from PHP now, which is probably a good thing, and I'm finding as my career grows, I'm spending less time on the tools and more focusing on other problems to solve.
Yeah. I guess you've also had a career where you've moved from being quite an individual contributor,
Yep.
and then I guess now shifting more towards that sort of tech leadership style of role as well. What parts of being an individual contributor did you really enjoy? And on the other hand, what parts of that more leadership style of role are you enjoying?
Yeah, so as an IC, you get a really fast feedback cycle of just being able to deliver really quickly. Whereas when you go into more management, it's a longer period. So now you're working rather than, if you're deploying frequently, like hourly to daily sort of instant gratification. But when you're working with people, it's a longer burn, it's a longer cycle. So you're working with a team, you've got that 2-week sprint. You're trying to encourage your team to deliver as much as they can during that period. And so it's a different kind of gratification that you get.
I'm going to read from this because I don't want to get the numbers wrong. But in April 2021, Mr. Yum completes their post-seed round, and then in November 2021, Mr. Yum secures $89 million in their Series A. And they had investors from people like Atlassian, Broadsheet founder, which is Nick Shelton, and then obviously Conaghan's founder as well. You joined in April 2021. So kind of as all of this is happening, you're joining the team and you kind of fall straight into the fire. Tell us what it's like joining a startup as kind of that exponential growth and that exponential investment happens.
Obviously quite a lot going on, right? And so you basically join and you got to try and hit the ground running and understand what the business is, what their product is, and really just adapting with that growth. It was challenging, and we're hitting different challenges as we go, especially as we scale the teams now that we've got this investment funding in. And so we're now restructuring our engineering teams to best suit how our architecture wants to be, and also the communication flowing from all the different departments like product and marketing.
to kick us off in the full stack, tell us about Mr. Yum. Give us the elevator picture of what it is.
Yeah, so Mr. Yum is a QR-based menu ordering system. We also do payments and also integrations with point-of-sale system, which enable venue staff to be able to provide a little bit more personalized experience as they're not spending so much time entering your order into the POS system and taking credit card payments, etc.
And I feel like we can't escape Mr. Yum these days. Like I feel like wherever we look, whether it be software engineers, AFR, like there's news about you guys all the time, or your team all the time. What came first? Like, was Mr. Yum already being built and then the pandemic hit?
Yeah, so Mr. Yum is, I believe, just over 3 years old now. So yeah, it was around before the pandemic. Obviously, that was a big boost in usage because everyone became familiar with QR codes from COVID check-ins. But yeah, it's been around quite a while, and they've been really trying to improve the hospitality technical stack and improve the processes to help restaurants who are, I mean, they've been hit hard in regards to like margins and revenue. Also, having the wait staff, like numbers are dropping. It's hard to find wait staff as well.
Yeah.
And so really trying to improve their processes so they can operate efficiently, but also provide that guest experience.
Mr. Yum has over 50 job openings on LinkedIn. That's when we checked it a week ago, so it's probably more now. How are you finding building and scaling your technical team kind of during this time in Australia's market?
We're very lucky that we're a fully remote engineering team, so we don't restrict ourselves to the boundaries of regionals or Brisbane. We have developers pretty much in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth. We've got some over in Malaysia, and we've also got some over in the UK as well.
Okay, cool. So I guess we're at an interesting point now where, 2 years post the beginning of COVID, and we're sort of well into what this sort of post-COVID world looks like, even though we are sort of still are in the middle of it. What do you see as the future for hospitality tech in this new world?
Yeah, I believe that the hospitality industry is going to see great benefits from technology, constantly improving their processes and helping to alleviate some of the back of house sort of processes that they do, and also like provide way better guest experiences and allowing people to just consume how they want.
And in terms of like more broadly, and I guess looking at HospoTech, which is the nice little pocket you sit in, but more broadly, what are emerging trends that you're excited about in our industry?
I'm really excited about, as we scale into multiple different regions, trying to understand how they operate and how their processes differ from anything in Australia. So looking at markets like the UK, it's a very different industry compared to Australia and how we operate. And so we're having to adjust our product and our applications to work in those sort of areas and ensuring that we're delivering to how those guests cater over them.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is there to see it, what sound does it make?
It has to make a crash.
Yeah.
But does it?
It has to.
What answer are you hoping for there?
I don't know. Would you rather come up against a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I think I have to go the 100 duck-sized horses.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not going to win it, but I feel I could take a few.
Yeah.
I don't think 100 is that many. I think you can win it.
And ducks are scary duck-sized.
Ducks are quite big, aren't they? Which reality TV show would you go on if you had to go on one?
Definitely Survivor.
Are you watching at the moment?
Nice.
I'm very far behind.
Yeah. Final question. What do you love about having a career in tech?
Being constantly challenged. Every day is something different, be it a technical challenge or a people sort of challenge. Yeah, that's what I like.
Look, that's it. You survived What's the Stack.
Thank you for having me.
So much for coming
It's been
on.
great.
It's been great to have you.